In this video I want to show a few of the features of FrameReporter, one of our plugins. So I won't go into the details of installing the FrameReporter or installing the plugin installer, so I'll just show off what it can do. So I've already installed it into Adobe InDesign 2025, and I've created a little document just to show 2 or 3 of the features of FrameReporter. So there's a lot of more of them, but the video would be too long if I try to show everything. So I have a sample document that I can open. So right now I'm running it as a demo version, so if I wanted to purchase the tool, so I can try it out for 20 days, and then if I like the tool I could actually click activate, and then plugin installer would come to the foreground and allow you to do the purchase. So but in this case I'll leave it as a demo. So the document I've created here is essentially a whole lot of text. It's all linked text frames, just to show some sample document. It's not a real document, it's all placeholder text. And let's look at this area here. See, and right now I have a bit of overset text, so what I'll do is I'll just delete. Okay, alright, so now I have a document with text and an image, and so what does FrameReporter do? Well, it gives you information about the currently selected frame. So rather than having to bring up palettes or panels that actually show information about the selection, you can just select an item, and on the edge of the item, on the frame border, FrameReporter will actually report stuff about that selected frame. So in this case it's an image. I can see the effective resolution, so it's 400 by 400 pixels per inch. The actual size, 540 pixel points wide and 155 points high, and I can see the image file name that's been placed in there. So I don't have to go and consult the links panel or anything, it just shows me right then and there on the frame. So same with, for example, here this frame is currently a certain size. I can configure what FrameReporter shows. So I'll just take the API menu, FrameReporter, current document preferences, and for example I might want to know what the word count is in that particular frame, and I might also want to know number of frames per story, not that important. Languages, what languages are being used in a certain story. So, and all I need to do is select a frame. See, now I see 550 out of the 4,000 words of this whole story are in this frame. The language is set to English USA, and that's the size. So I can also see, for example, suppose I wanted this image to be a bit larger, so I make it a little bit larger, and then I select my frame again. See, so now there's less words because it pushed the text down. Now notice this thing here. This is an additional overset warning, because normally you only get an overset notification here at the end of the last thing, but this, thanks to FrameReporter, you get a warning on a frame that's in the middle of the story. So if you select a frame, it will show you an overset warning if the story actually overruns the available frames. So you can configure what FrameReporter does or what it shows. So there's a whole lot of things. For example, items can have script labels, stories can also have script labels, but you cannot normally see them. But with a FrameReporter you can actually have a label attached to a story and show that. You can show the character counts, you can show how many frames in the story, you can make it notify you when things are overwritten. So because it's not always clear whether an item on a page is overwritten. You can see how square things are. You can see which pages contain, like you might have a story that hops from page to page. You can actually, on the edge of the frame, you can make it show which pages actually store that story. So I'll just turn off a few things. So if I select this. See, so now it's this story appears on the page before 1, and then the page after this 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then there's 786 out of 4,000 words. The language is English. So all this stuff you can immediately see by selecting an item. So which makes for a less encumbered workflow. So you don't always need to bring up panels and palettes to see information about stuff. Now the really powerful thing is that all of these things, all of these entities that I can see are little scripts. So if you wanted to have more or very specific requirements to show very specific information, for example, if you wanted to see how many times the word HOS appears in a frame, it would be very easy to create a little script that actually calculates that, and from then you would have a thing here, count of HOSes in the frame, and it would show on the edge of the frame how many HOSes are in the frame. So that's very easy to do this, so that the product is extensible. You're not limited to just the options that you see here. You can see the Z order, so you have stacking of frames. You can see you can show tags. So there's all kinds of things, and this is not limited. So that's a quick demo of what FrameReporter does. So the best thing to do is to try it out. So you can try it out for 20 days. Just go to the website, the Rorohiko website, so rorohiko.com, and then you can just say /FrameReporter, and that will take you to this page, or you can go to the products list and go to FrameReporter, so it doesn't matter. So installation instructions are on this page. I'll do a separate little video also on the installation, which is not extremely difficult, but not as smooth as I would want it. So that's a future thing. So in the future it'll be just a one-click install, but for now there's a bit of dragging of files into folders involved. Okay, that's it.